between Exeter Township and Governor Mifflin. I'm Bruce Badgley. To my right, to your left is Bob Long. To my left and your right is Carrie Moyer. And we're al fresco. We're out on the deck again. Really brisk evening for football, but at least there's no snow, there's no rain, and we're going to have a great game, Bob.
No snow yet. We'll see what's in the forecast, but this is going to be an excellent football game. Guys, in all Berks County 5A District 3 Championship. Doesn't get much better than that. Between the top running back recruit in the country and Nick Singleton against a really good Exeter team that can show that they can score at will with anybody. Eric Nangle says, don't forget about me. I'm second in Berks County in rushing this year. He's had an excellent season. A game of 2 rushing attacks is going to be a great time tonight, Carrie.
No, absolutely, and don't want to start contradicting you guys right away, but I have seen snow flurries, so and I put that out on Twitter, so I got to defend it. But no, it's going to be a great game, and again, these two teams, no strangers, and over the course of the last decade, really a lot of dominance in in Berks here by Governor Mifflin. Of course, that 2015 team, where Mennett and Leroy Longenecker and Weber, and Chris Scott, those guys, all seniors. Brett, our cameraman, was the only junior who played started on defense there. Of course, they were the county champions that year. But other than that, it's really been dominated by Governor Mifflin. And, we saw both of these teams. Bruce and I got to see both of these teams earlier this year over at Exeter for homecoming. And, Mifflin went in and walked out with the W and has, been undefeated all the way through. But, tip of the cap to Exeter, getting to this point every week. They just, get that W and have gotten it all the way through the playoffs. And here we are, Bruce, in all Berks County District 3 5A championship game.
Yeah, and I was out visiting both teams on Thanksgiving Day. Both teams were all business. They looked sharp. They looked fresh. Talk to Eric Nangle. He has been a workhorse in the postseason. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but talk a little bit about all of the therapies that he's using to stay fresh. I expect him to be the workhorse again tonight too, Bob. What do you think?
Sure, yeah. I mean, he's going to be a big part of it, but he gets things started, by the way, live TV, so this will be fun. We'll let our friend into the press box here. But Colin Payne as well, right? If one is lightning, the other is thunder. And Colin Payne, a guy who's throwing at a 60% completion percentage clip, but the more jump out at you stat, Bruce, is going to be the 19 touchdowns he's thrown to just 5 interceptions. Protecting the football. He has Joey Sloffer, who is a Penn State commit as a junior tight end recruit. So no lack of talent on this Exeter team. I know you guys talk a lot about Penn State with Governor Mifflin and the Nick Singleton train heading up to Happy Valley. Joey Sloffer, he's going to be playing with a teammate of his own going up in 2 years to play with Singleton. So a ton of offensive weapons on both sides.
Yeah, and the Governor Mifflin defense, they've been really good down the stretch. Actually, what's helped them a lot is Aiden Gallen taking over at fullback has allowed Trey Rock to just focus on defense. And I think that's really helped the Governor Mifflin defense out immensely, Kerry.
No, it's, I think kind of after that homecoming game over at Exeter, we really saw the transition because, I kind of put it out there. 2 guys that I was most impressed with on both sides of the ball in that game were Trey Rock at fullback and linebacker for Governor Mifflin, and Yoakum at fullback and linebacker for Exeter. And, of course, Exeter's, linebacking core, you also have Strauss there who's already committed to play at Villanova. But Yoakum's the linebacker of the year in Berks County. And, again, just a lot of talent, a lot of D1 talent both sides. Yoakum's already committed to go to Merrimack. Quarterback Gavin McCusker, who graduated from Exeter, is already up there. And, I talked to one of our local D3 guy. I talked to, a lot of coaches along through the season and, guys now looking for their right fit and finding a home for the next 4 or 5 years. And, he said there's like 16, 17 guys, that they're possibly looking at from these both teams that they would love to have. So, again, a lot of D1 talent. Some of these guys will end up in the PSAC, no doubt. And I think, for years to come, you'll see a lot of our D3 teams here in Pennsylvania with guys from this game tonight scattered all over.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of talent on both sides of the ball for both teams. Getting ready for the alma mater here, or actually the ceremonial coin toss. Bob was a little bit taken back by the fact that they were doing the coin toss so early. He thought the game was getting ready to start. And I said, well, at least around in Berks County here, or the other parts of the state, half hour before kickoff, that's when you have the actual coin toss.
There you go.
The ceremonial coin toss, is what they're going to do now. Everybody knows, what's going on. But, I mean, from the perspective here, Bob, doesn't get any better than a district championship game. You liken it to, your PCL games down in Philadelphia. You have your own rivalry between, St. Joe Prep and LaSalle College. So your take on, what District 3 football is for you, your first taste of District 3 football.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I've enjoyed the productions you guys have put on all year long, but District 3 football, always a challenger when it comes to the state, right? I mean, you're getting to the point where you're going to have one representative.
This is a state quarterfinal game.
Absolutely. But these are teams that when you get through district play, they're as good a shot as anybody to win a state title. I think both of these teams fall into that category here today. Going to be a lot of fun. You're going to see Exeter, a team that's going to run a lot of 22 personnel. What does that mean? That means 2 running backs in the backfield and 2 tight ends, meaning that there's only 1 wide receiver out wide. That's going to be Joey Sloffer a lot of the time. But ground and pound, physical football, and, of course, Bruce, as you know, with the way Governor Mifflin goes about their offense, they're about ground and pound, physical offense. So this is as good as it gets here tonight.
And now we're ready for the alma mater.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, and we're getting ready for football here. The District 3 5A championship game.
And Bruce, I know what folks were hearing there. 1 was a beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and 2, yes, it is as windy as it sounds coming through to your homes. We appreciate you letting us all into your homes this evening. Bruce Badgley, Bob Long, Carrie Moyer, Brett Moore is on camera. Thank you all for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for Bob Long for these last couple weeks coming up from Philadelphia to, help with the broadcast. We truly appreciate, and I'm sure the fans appreciate it. We're trying to put our best foot forward here. We want to thank our sponsors, Empire, as well as Win Marketing. Just thank you very much for the support.
Keeps it free.
Keeps it free.
You know what? And it gives you an opportunity to see and have these wonderful student athletes showcase their talents. As a couple of snowflakes do come down, Bruce, what better scene for high school football? A sold-out crowd here at Governor Mifflin High School in Shillington. Governor Mifflin in maroon and Exeter in all white. Let's get it going, guys.
Yeah, we want to hear from who's ever watching the game as well. DM us. Send a little note on YouTube or what have you. We want to hear where you're watching from. Last week we had a lot of warm weather people.
Outside the continental United States even.
Yeah, right. Not a seat in the house. Fantastic. Fans ringing the track. And Justin Schools, he actually kicks it deep, but out of bounds. You know, look, that might be the way to go. Rather than to squib it, just kick it out of bounds, and then they.
Well, Bruce, if you kind of take a look at the wind here, and I know probably with the national anthem, you call it the American flag blowing straight across, but the wind is very strong. It's to our back, and you think you're kicking that down the middle of the field, and it's going to hook out of bounds there. So.
Yeah, I don't think that one was intended by any stretch, but yeah, Justin Schools found out, like you said, Carrie, just how strong that wind is.
So I think that'll be kind of a storyline during the game. Again, as far as any attempts at field goals, but of course, Jackson Schools has been automatic all year long with his point after attempts. See how the wind affects the kicking game as this game goes on.
So Colin Payne hands to Eric Nangle, and he's got some room for about 3 yards to start the game here. Governor Mifflin, Exeter Township, the District 3 5A Championship. Thanks for joining us here on Bob Long Sports, Sports Stream Premium, our friends at EasternPAFootball.com.
Trey Rock, linebacker, Governor Mifflin, first tackle from scrimmage. And again, when we saw Mifflin over at Exeter for a homecoming earlier this year, is super impressed with the game that Trey Rock had at linebacker for Governor Mifflin.
So Nangle, a single setback. Payne looking downfield, incomplete. And that was for J.R. Strauss. What was I talking about maybe to a few people pregame, Bob, about J.R. Strauss, of getting him more involved in the offense and early on carry a target downfield. Yeah, and J.R. Strauss has been a player for Exeter for years, and even had some touches out of the backfield previously in other seasons. And again, have kind of watched him grow up, worked with him at linebacker at some camps I've done, and again, he's committed to go play football at Villanova. Payne, he's looking for Strauss. And he's isolated. He's got room down the sideline, and there he goes. He is knocked out of bounds there, pushed out of bounds by Nick Singleton, but a great design play there. Isolated him on the left side, and big yardage. Guys, very important there. That ball caught behind the line of scrimmage. Why is that important? Because the linemen were down the field. You saw Governor Mifflin sideline complaining about illegal man downfield. If that ball is caught behind the line, that's a legal play and a good no call by the officials. So Exeter on the move to start this game. And Mifflin's defense, as we've always seen, very aggressive. So good play to neutralize. Nangle. And a good gain there for about 5 on first down. Just what the doctor ordered for Exeter. Some success on offense early on. No, I've kind of mixed it up. Some positive plays on the ground. And, of course, with the passing game. Of course, Exeter has a lot of weapons on offense. Of course, with Nangle and J.R. Strauss. Schlaffer, of course, getting him out, split out wide. And, Yoakum, the fullback, compounded between the tackles. And Nangle again, and he gets pulled down there.
Gets a yard, third down.
Great job by.
I had Rock on the stop again there, yeah.
Yeah, and again, great job by Yoakum at fullback with the lead block there. But, you know, kind of picking up where this last game left off with both of those guys, Yoakum and Rock, you know, being difference makers between the tackles.
So 3rd down and about, boy, a long 3, maybe 4 yards here. Opening drive of the game, District 3, 5A title game between Exeter and Governor Mifflin.
And as it turns out, Bruce, 4-down territory if they don't get it. Well, that is all moot. Offside coming up against Governor Mifflin. It'll be an automatic 1st down, or not automatic, but the 3rd and 4 will give them the 5 yards past the sticks.
Encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
And always a pleasure to have the mic officials here at Governor Mifflin so we can hear exactly the calls. So 1st and 10, Exeter. Ball's on the 21-yard line. Their opening possession of the game. Nangle, he's got running room. Out to the outside. And weaves his way down inside the 5. Exeter on the move.
Another look, a great slide there as he gets past the edge and then made one man miss there, kept it going down the field. A really excellent job by Nangle.
Yeah, instead of going out of bounds, fighting for that extra yardage. So 1st and goal, Exeter, opening possession of the game.
9:15 and ticking here. Just a shade under 3 minutes on this drive thus far.
So Colin Payne under center this time to Nangle, and he's dropped for a loss. Ooh. Wow, that was Aiden Martin on the blitz.
Yeah, Aiden Martin, a guy that we've talked about, and talked about, our last couple of broadcasts as well. Yeah, he was a big-time playmaker for Mifflin here last year. He's actually our player of the game. One game last year, scored a touchdown on offense, defense with a pick 6, and recovered a fumble in the end zone. So he can make big plays. But, Exeter kind of got away from the lead block there, just having the single back there, had Yoakum up as a tight end on the line of scrimmage, and Mifflin penetration through those gaps.
And Eden Johnson, the other safety, got contact as well.
So looking to pass, and beautiful right across the middle to Joey Schlaffer, and Exeter on the board first, 6-0.
Well, and when we saw them the last time, Bruce, he was really not part of the game plan for the first half. Then we started seeing them hit him on some slants in the 3rd quarter the last time these two teams played. So getting Schlaffer in early here, and the Penn State commit with the touchdown to put Exeter on top first.
Mike Moser to attempt the extra point, and it's good. 7-0, 8:18 remaining here in the opening quarter of the District 3 5A title game.
Guys, as it turned out, some pretty good foreshadowing right on that prior play. We talked about both safeties, Aiden Martin and Eden Johnson, being in there on the run stop from the 2-yard line. A great play on the prior one, but another nice job. Play action this time, draws the safeties, one-on-one coverage, and you're putting 6'7" Joey Schlaffer one-on-one against the corner. Advantage Exeter, a great throw and catch.
Absolutely. I mean, just a picture-perfect drive there. Great play calling. Kept Governor Mifflin off balance on defense the entire drive.
Got a lot of folks checking in, saying they're watching the game from all over the place. Monahan saying he's watching from Rhode Island.
Wow.
Eastern North Carolina, that's where George is watching from. Tunkhannock, PA. Man, I probably butchered that one.
Turkanic, maybe. I think that's up near
there you
Scranton.
Go. Gianna says she's vacationing in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Checking it out. And in
yeah,
Great
this
Lakes,
is a holiday weekend.
Heck
I mean,
yeah. And checking in from Great Lakes, Illinois, and Naval Station, Mason.
And there's the squib kick.
Look, Gallon.
Are you kidding me? Are you going to give Governor Mifflin half the field? I just don't get it. I just don't get that, guys. kick it deep and out of bounds before you give it to them at midfield.
46-yard line.
But anyway, off my horse there.
For now.
I'm done
For now.
entertaining that, Bruce.
For now.
8:17 on the first quarter clock. First look at
10.
Eden Johnson.
Ball on the 46.
So Governor Mifflin now, their first possession of this game.
Coming down a little old school Mifflin offense here.
And Nick Singleton, about 4 yards.
Quite a roar of the crowd over on those Exeter sidelines there, up in the stands, full. It's packed over there. They like to see that.
Packed
And
over here too. You know, a tremendous showing by the fans here in Reading. Obviously not the most optimum of weather conditions, but this place is packed. So Mifflin in that old school double wing, having a little bit of problems here.
First snap of the game.
And looking deep, oh, wide open is Nick Singleton. There isn't anybody going to catch him, is it? Touchdown, Governor Mifflin. Eden Johnson to Nick Singleton, 49 yards.
coming out old school and throwing the ball there, Bruce. And when Nick gets behind everybody, nobody's catching him.
Absolutely right. Incredible. You know, look, Governor Mifflin is going to take, and Coach Lang says it all the time, they're going to take what you give them. Well, they sent the message out there quickly. What, it took them 3 plays to score?
Well, he threw the ball 3 times last week. Coming into last week, Eden Johnson had thrown it 11 times for 2 touchdowns. Make it 3 on the year for Eden Johnson through the air. And just sending a little shot across the bow here to this Exeter defense, saying you can't just throw 8 or 9 in the box. We're going to go play action.
Yep.
And the safeties bit just the same way that Governor Mifflin's did on the touchdown throw for Exeter. Great start to this one. We got a early shades of a shootout, just better than 4 minutes into this first quarter, 7 apiece.
7:24 here, remaining in the opening quarter. And, boy, like you said, Bob, we're off to a fast start. Carey, I really would like to see here, Exeter do that same type of approach on offense with, running as well as very effectively throwing the football.
No, they did a nice job out of bounce attack, their first drive. Again, one of the things I talked about earlier there, Schools, nice job on that point after attempt.
Yeah, special teams is going to be really key tonight with the weather conditions as they are. So in the position to squib it.
In that first game that we saw, Bruce, there was, a lot of, difference in the special team game.
A little pooch kick.
Solid catch there.
Yeah, that was Carter Cordora.
In that first meeting this season, the check mark definitely went to Governor Mifflin. Special teams in that game, it's been pretty even here tonight so far.
So Exeter with their second possession of the game. We've got 7 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. District 3 5A championship from Governor Mifflin Stadium here in Shillington. Thanks for joining us here on Bob Long Sports Stream Premium. Nangle, and he's chased down for no gain. Want to thank our sponsors, Empire and Win Marketing, for your support of this broadcast. Really appreciate everything that you do for high school football.
It's been mostly 12 personnel thus far here for Exeter, meaning 1 running back, 2 tight ends. That means that there's room for 2 wide receivers on the outside. Carson Schmidt, he's going to be the guy that's kind of that platoon guy, either to be replaced by the second running back in the backfield or on the outside. This time he's lined up on our near side, a guy who's caught 18 catches on the year for 4 touchdowns.
Payne to Nangle. And they're pounding it. Good gain.
Nangle.
Little commentary from the PA announcer there on the hot mic.
Assume the mic is always hot. That's the first rule of broadcasting, Carey.
Well, he's the public address announcer, so he's the one that turns the button on or off. So, no, our buddy Dave, just He's been a fixture here at Governor Mifflin Stadium for as long as I can remember.
3rd down and short, guys. They need the 49-yard line on their own half of the field for the first down. Ball spotted at the 48.
I would say Yoakum's going to get this one. But it is Nangle with Yoakum on the lead, and I think he's got it. He got the midfield. So first down, Exeter.
At midfield for the Eagles.
Yeah, no, nice job by Yoakum. Again, a fullback. Strauss screaming across in motion there. Nangle just enough to pick up the first down.
And all you're trying to do there, Carrie, is, because that's a design run all the way, it certainly seemed as soon as it was snapped, is to take one linebacker, just move the eyes laterally and get him out of the box with Strauss running in motion there. And they did enough. Great job by Yoakum up front with that block.
So fresh set of downs for Exeter with 5:30 to go. And they're throwing the ball once again for Schlau. Oh, nice there. Defensive play by Eden Johnson. Looking for Gavin Reiking, but a nice defensive play there by Johnson to knock it away.
I think that might have been Richie Karstein, number 6. He was looking
number 6
for there.
rather than 8, okay.
Yeah, a nice looking throw. Hit him right in the hands. Pretty good defense, but one that Karstein's going to want back.
So 2nd and 10 now. Ball at midfield. Exeter, their 2nd possession of this District 3 5A title game. But Governor Mifflin under center. Now the pitch to Nangle, and he's got some room. 5 yards that time.
Trey Rock.
Good shoestring tackle by Trey Rock. That saved a would-be first down.
Great job by Yoakum again on the edge there, getting that lead block.
And I think we've got a flag.
So other than the initial kickoff going out of bounds, yeah, we had one offsides on defense for Mifflin. I was going to say we didn't have really many flags yet tonight, which is good. And there goes an empty hot chocolate cup flying by.
I'll be shocked if my rosters make it through this one. I mean, I expect them to be down on the track before this one's over with. I mean, wind is just whistling across the deck here at Governor Mifflin.
By the way, a Bob Long Sports longtime stalwart, Bruce Emsweiler, says he's down in Texas watching a big high school football game, watched it earlier today, and now is watching us here tonight.
And that's Strauss behind the line again, and not much that time.
Pretty good catch. Unfortunately, him having to go down and come back to that took away all his momentum because he had some blocking up the field. And a nice job by Mifflin to come get him after that initial bobble and catch.
That's going to set up a 3rd and 20.
And going into the wind here this first quarter is Exeter.
4:34 to go and ticking here in the first quarter. 7 apiece in the District 3 5A championship game.
So Colin Payne now looking across the middle, and he's got, that's Yoakum, but only back to the original line of scrimmage.
Brought down. Trey Rock and
So that's going to bring up 4th down.
4th and 10.
No, and that shows the athleticism of Yoakum. I mean, he's a lot of times in between the tackles, bang a guy with from fullback and linebacker, but just seeing him coming across the middle there and making that play.
For the Mustangs.
Tough to outrun Nick Singleton playing linebacker, though. Chased him down to make the stop well short of the line to gain.
So Mike Moser now in punt formation. And he's one of those rugby kickers. That might not make it to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Every bit of a 2-yard punt.
But it did make it to the first row of the away stands.
Wow.
1st and 10 Mustangs on their own 48-yard line.
So Mifflin now, good field position to start this drive. Yeah, I guess that was about a 2 or 3 yard punt. Got to do better than that, even into the wind. So Mifflin, their 2nd possession now. We've got 3:39 remaining here in the opening quarter. Tied at 7. In the eye this time. That's Gallon and Singleton here. Pushes forward for about 3.
So 3 offensive plays for Governor Mifflin thus far. Nick Singleton with a touch on all 3. 2 rushes, 1 touchdown reception.
Well, this is obviously for all the marbles now.
Ball right at midfield. 2nd and 8 from the 50. 3:11 left here in the first quarter.
So Johnson under center. Gives it to Gallen up the middle. Pushing. And a nice gain.
Well, we saw a little bit different approach by Governor Mifflin coming out tonight. You know, the last few weeks we kind of saw that first series being, kind of Gallen just really, banging the ball. 2 weeks ago, 5-play drive and getting the touchdown. Last week he started out getting the touches. Again, we saw that first series, Mifflin going a little old school formation, but throwing the ball, and Singleton with the touchdown. But again, Gallen's really come on the second half of the season, really since when Mifflin and Exeter played over at Exeter.
So Johnson now to Gallen, and we've got a flag there. Not sure what.
Well, a play stoppage would make me think it's a false start.
Yeah.
Dead ball. False start on the
And it is. So much about when you're playing teams that you're familiar with or you're familiar with one another, it is breaking tendencies.
3rd and 8.
And, Kerry talked about the fact that, they've been running Gallen up the middle. Well, they're breaking their tendency a little bit. I mean, obviously, not that they're going to do Nick Singleton, but at least they're breaking their tendency of going to Gallen early and throwing the ball early. That's obviously breaking tendency. So 3rd down and about 8. Back to throw again, and look at Johnson. He's corralled finally after a huge loss.
And that's 21 yards there, Bruce. Totally switches the field. The only bright side is with 1:33 to go in the first half, they're going to have an opportunity to punt this one downwind before they have to switch the field, but not a good sack taken there.
Yeah, not a good play at all for Johnson, but he really didn't have much choice there. He was pretty much out on an island with the entire defensive line chasing after him.
Well, and that's a great job by the right side of that defensive line. Sam Warzolik and Richie Karstein on that side.
Trey Rock. And nice kick there. That's number 13, Jacob Wolf. So Exeter set up with good field position. That 2-yard punt really didn't hurt them. And they get set up with good field position to start their possession, Karen.
Kind of right back to where they started. And, again, something that we don't see a whole lot of. Governor Mifflin punting, great job there, flipping the field. And as quick as that ball got down there, I thought there was going to be a little bit more opportunity for a return, but great job by that punt coverage team for Mifflin. Again, they don't do it that often, but got down there, made the tackle, and so we'll see if Mifflin can now capitalize on getting the ball back.
Yeah, if you had told Matt Bauer, head coach of Exeter, that he was going to get a net 8-yard loss from their punt to when they get the ball back and not give up any points, he would have taken that all day long.
Signed up for that in a minute. So Payne under center, and that's Nangle, and they've been successful running the football. Another 5 yards on 1st down as we wind it down here in quarter number 1, down to about 40 seconds remaining.
Guys, 2 teams that, quite frankly, have been crushing teams. Lead Berks County in point differential this year. Governor Mifflin, number 1, at plus 35 a game. Exeter outscoring their opponents 40 on average to 20 on average, so plus 20 for the Eagles. This is a big boy matchup here tonight.
And it's been a big boy matchup on these offensive and defensive lines. They've been going at one another really hot and heavy here this opening quarter. Down to 10 seconds. Payne now. Nangle, he's still got the ball. I think that was a busted play.
And that'll run us down to the end of the first quarter. 3rd down coming up.
And boy, thanks so much to our sponsors here as we end the first quarter. Thanks so much to Empire.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Peyton Walker Foundation and PIAA District 3 have teamed up to promote Aware of Sudden Death Cardiac Arrest, the #1 killer.
Empire Home Center since 1955. Thank you so much for your support of high school football. And thanks to our Win Marketing as well.
Please visit the Peyton Walker Foundation website.
Yeah, like we said prior to the game here, excellent that we have the support of local businesses, folks that appreciate and understand all that it means for these high school kids, and to be able to be showcased in a way that where media is, where it's going and hasn't been in the past. This is excellent, and we see the support. We see the folks watching from Texas, and we see the folks. Somebody checked in from Tokyo, Japan. Might need to give us a picture to confirm that one. But yeah, I mean, these are folks watching far and wide here, Bruce, and it's really important to us that the folks that are watching these games, I mean, look at these two businesses, look at the folks that are supporting high school athletics, and pay it forward. You're not paying to watch tonight's game, so make sure you support these local establishments.
Absolutely right. Empire Home Center, we can't thank you enough for your support of postseason football. Yeah, right.
Timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, River Rock Academy.
Timeout called by Exeter there. I mean, it doesn't kill you as it's a first half timeout, but I suppose they didn't like the look carry coming out of the timeout, or out of the first quarter timeout.
Yeah, it's kind of strange that that they would use a timeout there, but as you said, not a big deal really. I'm really anxious to see Governor Mifflin.
Yeah, so kind of talking about it there at the end of the first before we're coming in, talking about what's going on up front here. Again, both of these offensive and defensive lines for both these teams had a lot of, league and all-county selections. And so, of course, here with Exeter, Helm is the center. He's kind of the anchor in the middle there for this Exeter offense. So full 12 minutes left, starting the second quarter.
So 3rd and 5, Payne, and a beautiful pass out in the flat to Yoakum, and he's got the first down out of the 35-yard line. They left him wide open, but we've got a flag.
Now, regardless, great job by Yoakum there. Again, we talk about him, a fullback in between the tackles, linebacker, but, just another great job there in the passing game.
Not entirely sure who this is on.
Again, talked about earlier with Yoakum.
Looks like it's ineligible downfield. It's going to bring that back. Wow.
Already made his decision to play at the next level, and of course, comes from a football family. His oldest brother played at Delaware, and his brother Chase, who was a quarterback here at Exeter, he played out Shippensburg in the PSAC.
Yeah, the Yoakum family, quite a lineage there at Exeter Township.
Guys, that illegal lineman downfield, right? We teased it earlier in the game. J.R. Strauss caught the first one behind the line of scrimmage. But make no mistake, the Mifflin coaching staff was in the ear of the official saying, watch out for this. They've seen that on film. And that time the ball caught deep. It's a good call by the officials.
So Payne now across the middle, and it's caught again by Yoakum. He scrambles for the first down.
How big is that? Staying on your feet, moving the sticks.
Beautiful pass there. So Payne having some time tonight to throw the football.
Yeah, big-time player making a big-time play in a big-time game. 11-11 left here in the second quarter. 7-7 on the scoreboard.
So Colin Payne having a really good game to start throwing the football. Exeter. And there's Nangle. Not a lot there. About 3.
That's a solid spin move there. It was actually, his lineman was forced back. Nangle realizes that, hey, I'm hitting somebody, but it's not somebody that wanted to tackle me. I'm going to spin off, fall forward, and a nice job to set up second and manageable.
Well, and this whole thing about, obviously your opponent can't score when you've got the ball. Exeter now with another, time-consuming drive here. So second down, about 8. Ball's on the 45-yard line. Early on in quarter number 2. Looking in the flat for Nangle. He's got some space down the sideline. Very close to a first down.
And Nangle showing that he can do a little bit of everything. Catch it out of the backfield. Certainly he's been the bell cow rushing the ball. A nice effort, sets up third down and 5.
Well, I like the play calling for Exeter. I think it's been outstanding early on with very high percentage passing game mixed in with some good runs. They're keeping that Governor Mifflin defense off balance.
We talk about a lot with Mifflin and the depth they have, playmakers, but with Exeter having 2 guys coming out of the backfield that can also catch is a huge plus for them.
Nangle, another first down for Exeter.
For 7.
As I mentioned,
just downhill running, Bruce.
Yep.
Great job by the lineman. Goes through the C gap there between guard and tackle. Tackle goes to the sideline. Guard pushes inside. That creates the alley. A nice job by Eric Nangle to just follow his blocks.
So 9:40 to go here until halftime. Exeter with the ball. We're tied at 7, and there's Nangle again, and he's still on his feet. He won't go down. He's got a first down.
Yeah, it was a great job by Nangle. Kind of got stood up, right past the line of scrimmage. Again, single back there. Had both Yoakum and Strauss at the tight ends there, but great job, just hard running. He's been impressive all night.
You mentioned single back, and there was just the quarterback. There were no receivers out there, so that means that there's 9 guys on the offensive line pushing downhill. 2 guys on each side of the tackles. Exeter saying, hey, we're going to run it right down your throat and see if you can stop us.
Well, that's what I like about Exeter so far. Early on, they have just kept that Governor Mifflin defense off balance with the play calls. So Payne now in the pistol here. Nangle. He's got running room. Good play on first down for about 8.
7 yards.
Now, in this drive, a lot like the opening offensive drive for Exeter, just chipping away and taking it down the field, and they're inside the red zone now. They're at the 19. So 2nd and 4 from Governor Mifflin's 19. 8:32 left here in the second quarter. Tied ball game.
And a timeout by Governor Mifflin. And a good timeout there. That defense is definitely on their heels.
8:29 to play here in the second quarter. A 7-7 contest. And I don't know that even the Exeter people and the fans and the team would tell you that they're underdogs per se, but I think it certainly behooves this team to reduce the number of possessions and, of course, showing that you can win at the line of scrimmage. This is exactly according to plan for Exeter right now.
Well, yeah, Governor Mifflin has only had 2 possessions in this game, and their first possession was only 3 plays before they scored. So Exeter has controlled the ball.
Yeah, and that's a good point, talking about, being the underdog, of course. Governor Mifflin undefeated, coming into this as the #1 ranked team in all of 5A in Pennsylvania. But, again, that's why you line up every Friday night and play the game. And certainly in Exeter's mind, you don't have that mindset coming in. You're coming in to play hard and dominate and win, and they've done a good job so far in this first half.
They absolutely have. Payne under center. There's Nangle. And a good gain on first down, or good gain to get the first down.
Nangle for the first down.
Exeter driving again, deep in Governor Mifflin territory with 8:23 to go here until halftime.
Yoakum picks up a huge block there, a free linebacker coming through, and it was either Yoakum or a 2-yard loss. Yoakum wins the battle, sets the block, and allows Nangle to get forward for the first down.
So, another impressive Exeter drive down at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10. Payne looking across the middle. Schlaffer, he's got it for the touchdown. 15 yards, Colin Payne. to Joey Schlaffer, and Exeter in front 13-7 over Governor Mifflin.
So 3 touchdowns so far in this game. All have been receiving, none on the ground, and all have been by Penn State football commits.
Great stat there, Gary.
Schlaffer now 2 more touchdowns, raises his total to 8 on the year, came in with 36 receptions and over 650 yards receiving. That total is going to go up. And Exeter feeling it here, 7:52 to go second quarter, a 14-7 lead over Governor Mifflin.
So if you're Governor Mifflin gang, obviously no reason to panic. But clearly, the last few games have not gone as, what the prototypical Governor Mifflin game, which is jumping out on your opponent early and just kind of coasting. That definitely wasn't the case last week, and certainly not the case this week.
Well, when you look at Burke Section 1, there are definitely some teams at the top, some teams in the middle, and some teams are really just trying to find identity and build programs. So once you hit the playoffs, Bruce, every week that you get deeper into the playoffs, it just gets tougher and tougher. And again, I think this Exeter team has just gotten stronger and has just been more dominant every week since we've seen these two teams play before, and they've had a heck of a playoff run to get to this point. 7:52 left here in the second quarter. Exeter now on top, 14-7 over Governor Mifflin Mustangs.
Mike Moser now. Ball blows off the tee.
Now we've been lucky so far. We're seeing it blow off once and they let them try to reset. Again, another drop ball here again. You're going to have to get a guy up there to hold it.
So Moser now going to give it another try. And he squibs it. And I think that's Aiden Martin who picked it up.
So at the 35.
I think it was Adrian McNeil there. Nice handle of that kick. And Governor Mifflin now 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. We've got 7:52 here to go. Let's see how the Mustangs handle a little adversity, gang.
Well, they come out in that traditional look, 2 receivers out to the far side, I formation.
And they come to the short side.
Ball's loose, and Exeter has it.
Oh, my! First play there. They try the dive with Gallen. He fumbles it, and Exeter now sets himself up in Governor Mifflin territory.
And it's the senior captain, Sam Orzelik, came up with it. Exeter in business, 7:48 to go. They got the ball now at Governor Mifflin's 32-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Well, I think you brought up a good point, Bruce. Obviously, Governor Mifflin's a good football team. They've gotten to this point, but, you're talking about adversity, and that was before the fumble. So, just add another layer of adversity to it and see what they can do.
Mano y mano, and there's Nangle. They lined up what you talked about, that heavy package, and we've got a flag. I believe. No flag, but nice run on 1st down of about 8 yards.
Well, and you see that left guard pulling there to the right side. That's called power. That's when you bring and you overload that side after the snap, and that's his job to go down and take down that linebacker at the second level or anybody trying to shoot through that hole and give Nangle that road to the outside.
And he got a road that time, that's for sure. So Colin Payne under center. I formation there with Yoakum up front. Nangle. And he stopped that time, but very close to a 1st down. Looks like he's got it.
Now that aggressive, gang tackling that we're used to seeing out of Mifflin, we've seen it in spurts tonight. But this Exeter offensive line's done a good job. Yoakum on lead blocks has done a good job, and Nangle's done a great job of getting positive yards, between the tackles.
So 1st and 10 now for Exeter. Ball's on the 22-yard line. as we're about halfway, a little bit better than halfway through quarter number 2 of the District 3 5A championship game.
Yeah, 7-12 and ticking here in the second quarter.
Here's the heavy package again, but they're going to throw it, and Yoakum was open. Payne now, it looks like we got a hold on Exeter on that play, but Yoakum had broken free and was open down the left side, but it really didn't matter.
Yeah, it was Trey Rock in the backfield there drawing the holding call.
You know, Bruce, Yoakum may have been open down the field. It was momentarily. That ball had to be out right as he was turning, as Governor Mifflin was getting defensive backs back into the play. And it's not really moot because the holding we're looking at and we're hearing right now.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
No, it would have, because that holding came after when he would have had to have delivered the football.
Wow.
And then, of course, as the play broke down, that's when the holding came. So, yeah, maybe he had a look there, but now it's first down and about 20.
So Exeter now. Payne in the pistol formation here. They're going to throw it, and he's under pressure. Screen out to the left side for Nangle, and he breaks free down the sidelines, and he's in for the touchdown! Eric Nangle, 33 yards. That play has worked for perfection all night for Exeter, and they're up 20-7.
And Governor Mifflin's going to want a block in the back, and frankly, it was close. I could see it going either way there. But the left tackle came in and did a pretty good job. I think that was Orzalek who recovered the fumble. Number 58 came in there and laid the block and set the edge for Nangle. Touchdown, Exeter.
So Mike Moser here, ready to try the extra point. Snap, down, kick. It's good. 21-7. Wow. Exeter just playing stellar football offensively with great play calling, keeping that Governor Mifflin defense off balance. And up 21-7 here with 6:38 to go until halftime, Kerry.
Well, great job again, just getting, dealing with some adversity of their own there, having the ball go backwards, but then, having that real positive big play, getting the touchdown. And I really think, being 3 for 3 on point after attempts on a night like this where every point counts, is huge as well. But 6:38 left here in the second quarter. I think we all know with Mifflin, it just takes one play, but uncharted territory for them, being down by 2 scores here in the first half. So adversity times 3 for them to deal with now, Bruce.
And Mifflin with I guess they're Exeter's, going to give them the fact that they're going to go 65 yards.
First down, Mustangs.
McNeil covering that one up, kind of like Groundhog's Day there, getting the ball at the 35 again. 6:38 left.
Well, and it has some tendencies like an onside. Of course, they're kicking it deeper, but if you get one of those slick hops off the turf and that ball's loose, you got gunners running down there.
So it's the short side there again.
Yeah, it's kind of something we saw a lot in the first half last week where they were really, kind of run to the short side.
That was Eden Johnson with the carry.
And that's the right pull, right? It's a read option there. And you have number 86, Joey Reedy, crashing down on the fullback. So Johnson does pull it. But like you said, Bruce, when you go to the short side of the field, it takes away a few of your options there. You add an extra defender in the sideline.
So Johnson now takes it up the middle himself. Pretty close to a first down.
Third and less than a yard.
So Governor Mifflin now trying to get their legs about them. They haven't been out on the field on offense very much in this first half.
No, they haven't, but just coming out businesslike, and 5:39 left here, second quarter.
So Johnson now under center. Gallen and Nick Singleton. A little issue with the exchange. Gallen. Boy, that ball didn't look like it was securely in his arms either, but Mifflin with the first down.
Now, limited touches so far tonight for Gallon.
Limited touches for Mifflin on offense, period.
Yeah, excellent job there by Eden Johnson, the quarterback. That's one where it's easy to fall on that football and live to see another down, but that down would have been 4th down, and it would have been decision time. So hangs with the football, good ball security after the initial bobble, got it off to Gallon.
So Nick Singleton now looking for an opening, and he's still moving forward up to about the 40, looks like the 47-yard line of Exeter.
Gain of 6.
Crossing midfield, bring up a 2nd and 4. All positive plays so far for Mifflin on this offensive series.
4:36 and ticking here in the first half.
So Governor Mifflin trying to get something going. Boy, those words haven't come out of my mouth this year. Johnson looking deep, and it's a butterfly. Oh, how did he come up with it?
They say incomplete is the call.
Oh, my. Now, I can understand a pass, but my gosh, into the teeth of a 30-mile-an-hour wind, I don't think so.
Yeah, you do see the bobble there. It's a pretty good call coming from the opposite side of the field there by that official. Really tough ball to catch. Just hits the wall of wind up there, Gary.
Yeah, flags still blowing straight across here as they've been all night. So it's kind of from our backs, but from the scoreboard side, kind of blowing an angle across the field.
So a big 3rd down here for Governor Mifflin. 3rd down and about 4.
All I know is walking in the stadium tonight, we were walking face into it, and it was wicked.
And they stop Singleton for barely a yard. So Governor Mifflin now, decision time.
Well, they're definitely going to go for it here.
Anthony Kachese, big number 62, sees snaps on both the offensive line and the defensive line for Exeter. Comes up and made that play.
So 4th down and 3. Ball is on the Exeter 46-yard line. We've got 3 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Boy, remember this play, guys. Singleton, you knew he was getting the ball, and he's got a 1st down. Out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Well blocked that time by Governor Mifflin, and sprung Nick Singleton for a big gain.
Well, not traditional power, but it works the same way. You take the tight end from the right side of the line to the left. It provides an extra blocker, this time more on the boundary. And Nick Singleton had an open road, speeding down it. 1st down, Governor Mifflin.
An important possession for Governor Mifflin. Winding down here the first half. We've got about 3 minutes to go.
And as it turns out, they get the ball to begin the second half on the ensuing kickoff.
So Singleton, and there he goes down the sideline. Oh, and a flag. Looked like that's going to be a hold.
I think we got 2 flags. One came in from over at the sideline, and of course that one coming in from the back.
I think it's the same call. I think it's downfield blocking against the wide receiver.
Yep.
So what that's going to do is it's not going to be 1st and 20. That hold was, call it, 8 yards from the line of scrimmage. Likely 1st and 12 or 13 coming up after the penalty.
So they're bringing it back.
Or 15,
wow,
so 5 yards down the field. No, but not as worse as, if it's an offensive lineman holding, Bruce, it's 1st and 20. Now it's only going to be 1st and 15.
So 2:53 remaining in the first half. Governor Mifflin now 1st and, 14. Ball's on the 37-yard line of Exeter. Eden Johnson. Little shuttle pass to Trey Rock at the middle, and he's got some room. He bulls his way for a 1st down to about the 17-yard line.
A little Andy Reid playbook there. Nice drive by Trey Rock.
1st down Mustangs.
Good call there by Governor Mifflin.
2:42.
Not something Exeter has seen thus far, guys. And so that shovel pass puts those defensive linemen in a bit of a compromised position. You saw that they were running the edge up to seal the outside the boundary against Nick Singleton. Governor Mifflin says, yes, thank you. We'll throw this up the middle. Another reason I like that play, Bruce, if it's dropped, it's an incomplete pass.
Rock. Oh, he's blasted. Good play there by the Exeter defense. That was actually Aiden Gallen on the carry. They've had that inside play blanketed all night, Kerry.
Yeah, Gallen, just a couple touches so far in this first half and only a few yards. It's going to bring up second down, about 8, 9. Second and 9, 149, 148, 47 left here on the clock.
Johnson to Singleton. They've got it clogged up, but he breaks through, and he's out of bounds, which is an important thing because it stops the clock with about 1:34 to go.
And clock not really an issue here, Bruce, but I hear you there. You get a chance to reset, get to the line, not worry about getting up to the line any more quickly than you'd like.
So each team with 2 timeouts remaining.
It's like one of those stray burrito wrappers blowing across the field.
Johnson. Throwing, he wanted to throw, now he's got some open field in front of him, and he takes it upfield and in for the touchdown! Eden Johnson, that play broke down. He went out wide and dove into the end zone for the touchdown. Great, lost the word.
Athleticism, decision-making, avoidance of that tackle coming at the shoestrings. A great job by Eden Johnson. It's 21-13.
So Jackson Schools now, each point very important here. Down kick, up. He missed it. Did he? Oh, he got it. Wow. Boy, I mean, that thing but exit stage right. I don't know how it got in through the upright there, but.
Again, with those wind gusts, that's just blowing straight across down there. I mean, if you look at the American flag there on the flagpole, the whole flagpole is actually rocking right now. That's how windy it is.
I mean, that is like a NFL kicker trying to kick one through in Buffalo, New York. That is.
It's brutal out here, man.
That ball started down the middle, and I don't know. They had a better angle than us.
Let's just say there's no extra point that's a gimme going into that win tonight. That's for sure.
Wow.
Regardless, though, we're 5 for 5 on the PAT, so great job by kickers from both of these teams.
So 21-14. That was gut check time, I think, for Governor Mifflin.
Now, Bruce, you had talked about on the play before the touchdown, Singleton getting out of bounds. As it turns out, on the next play, Exeter scores. Now a minute 26 to go, and depending upon what Governor Mifflin decides to do here, kick it deep or squib it, and where Exeter gets this ball.
They're going to get good field position.
Yeah, they have some time if they choose to be offensively aggressive.
So Jackson Schools now blows off the tee. But that was just great spontaneity there by Eden Johnson when that play broke down. Just took it out wide, got through a couple defenders and into the end zone. So Schools now. And he does kick it a little bit deep. Oh, and it's dropped by the Exeter defender. And he's brought back inside the 20-yard line at the 17.
Well, that could change your offensive game plan for the final minute 21 left on the clock. Just fortunate to get on the football, Bruce, but man, that was dangerous.
Very dangerous. So 1st and 10 for Exeter. Ball's on the 20-yard line. Minute 21 to go. Carey, you getting aggressive, or are you going to try and be conservative here?
Well, Yeah, again with Nangle and the success he's had with the running game, yeah, you can, hand the ball off a couple times. You want to take a shot with, with Schlaffer, you certainly can in a play or two.
Yoakum up the gut for a couple.
The scoreboard says 2 timeouts remaining for both teams. Does Governor Mifflin think about burning a timeout?
Yeah.
Not currently, 1:05 and ticking here.
Yeah, I think if they stop him here on this next play, they will.
Exeter using a timeout right after the end of the first quarter, coming into the second quarter when they were on offense. Mifflin using a timeout earlier on defense to kind of regroup.
So down to about 45 seconds now. Nangle. And he's got room to run on the sideline. Eric Nangle. He's had a great first half. And Exeter running, Exeter offensively, just a stellar first half performance. Running, throwing, play calling.
So kind of what I was talking about here. Of course, they hand off to Yoakum on the first one, but get the ball in Nangle's hands, let him get some positive yards, get you out of the shadow of your own goal post, and you want to take a shot to, Schlaffer now.
38.6, why not? Payne, the Nangle. And he escapes again and gets out of bounds. Eric Nangle, I tell you what, I don't think anybody's gotten him, any first tacklers have brought him down tonight. The one thing he's been doing is he's been making that first tackler miss tonight, and he has done a great job on the ground.
And let's give the big boys some love. On the last 2 plays, Kyle Lash, the junior, 6'3", 210, right guard. He pulled, again, another power look, 2 plays in a row, and he got to the second level, took out the linebacker, paved the way for Nangle.
Nangle out wide, and he's got a little room, and he gets out of bounds. So down to 26.8 left, and a first down. So Exeter still moving the football as we wind down this first half of the District 3 5A title game.
Mike Moser, the field goal kicker. I know they're at least 20 to 25, probably 30 yards away from even having that conversation. Just 1 field goal converted successfully on the year, 58 extra points.
Schlaffer, and deep there, and incomplete. Good coverage there by Eden Johnson on J.R. Strauss.
A little bit of contact there, nothing called.
Yeah, a little hand fighting there. Good no call. So 20.9. 2nd and 10 now here for Exeter.
Remember, guys, the middle of the field wide open. Still those 2 timeouts, at least as the scoreboard dictates. Clock stops on a first down converted in the field of play momentarily until they can move the chains.
And looked like Exeter jumped on that one.
Dead ball. On the offense. 5 yards. Previous spot.
So 2nd and 15. That's really kind of irrelevant now. We got 20.9 seconds. So Exeter working hard for more points here. And this is Eric Nangle, who's as good as a pass. And down the sideline he goes, Eric Nangle to the 32-yard line.
And out of bounds with 13 seconds left.
Eric Nangle, has just been the star out here tonight.
No, huge game last week, multiple touchdowns, a lot of yards, and again, he's just had a, incredible stretch here throughout the playoffs for Exeter.
So for whatever it's worth, it would be a 49-yard field goal from right here. Wind at the back. It's the only reason I bring it up, but I would think you're at least looking for another 10 yards before you send Mike Moser out there.
Yeah, I think you got to be a lot closer than you got to be inside the 20 to even think about it. But Payne, he's looking down the sidelines and across the middle and incomplete. And Payne took a shot from Trey Rock. And it looks like we've got zeros up on the board, but I'm not entirely sure. Did we get a flag?
Well, that play didn't take 12 seconds. That's for one. Now a lot to figure out if the officiating crew here.
Yeah, I think that clearly, we're at it's Governor Mifflin clock operators game.
Please put 2 seconds on the game clock.
All right. Well, remember this play too. Okay, putting 2 seconds on the clock right before halftime. So clearly, Exeter, one more opportunity for points to close out the first half.
Timeout, Exeter.
Guys, the difference in this game, at least to this point, is the turnover. It's the fumble that set Exeter up in position. They went down and scored the touchdown. Both of these teams have been great in terms of turnover margin this year. Exeter, they lead Berks County, plus 13. Governor Mifflin in third at plus 8. Tonight, it's Exeter plus 1. And again, in a one-score game, that's the difference thus far.
Turnovers and special teams usually will decide, most of these close games. And, aptly put there, Bob. I mean, Exeter turning that fumble recovery into a touchdown. And then the fact, too, this Exeter offense just hasn't let Governor Mifflin have the football.
A game of few possessions. All right, final play of the half, Bruce.
Well,
3 men on the line, and the other 8, 10 yards back or further. 4 guys flanked at the 10.
Well, let's see what happens. Payne, he's going deep. And for Schlaffer, knock it down.
It's intercepted.
Ball is intercepted by the Mustangs.
Intercepted. So
Yeah.
that does it for the first half.
Ironically, those 2 seconds did not click off.
They're still up on the scoreboard. Well, anyway.
Untimed down.
I don't know, but anyway. 21-14. Exeter with a great first half. Leads here in the District 3 5A title game. We've got some messages and some interviews coming at you, and we'll be back with the second half in a little bit.
Can't agree on anything, but one thing they can agree on: the right play is Empire Home Center.
We offer endless amounts of service. We'll go to great heights to help you. We're stacked with flooring with so many colors in stock.
Don't get crushed by the competition. When it comes to home remodeling, Empire has the product you need at the lowest price.
Thanks for stopping by.
Empire Home Center. We build your empire for less.
All right, Bruce Badgley, Thanksgiving morning practice with Governor Mifflin head coach Jeff Lang. Jeff, wow, and nothing more needs to be said that, practice on Thanksgiving morning, right?
Yes, there's such stuff football players dream of all the time. Coach Vecchio and I, there were years when we were here early on in the career that we just dreamt of even practicing it this week, and now it's kind of starting to become a expectation.
Yeah, I mean, and it's such a beautiful morning here, too.
Right.
I mean, I've been out on some of these Thanksgiving morning practices, and they've had to, take him indoors because of snow and whatever like that. But, kind of sends a message, that this has been, it's a very special day. It's been a very special season for Governor Mifflin, but you got a pretty tough opponent in Exeter coming up that you have a high degree of familiarity with. So, anything new you expect from these guys?
No, I expect them to bring what they do every single single time we play them. They're very physical. They get after it. They never quit. They never give up. From what I'm seeing from the last few games, they're starting to execute really well on offense, both passing and running now. Defense, they're strong as heck. So I think it's going to be one of our best components this year.
Yeah, I mean, they are on a roll. I mean, they have played probably their best football of the year, in the playoffs. But talk a little bit about your team, too. I mean, and how it's preparing, just the mood of the team. They look awful fresh out there for having played, this far into the season.
No, they're again, for us, it's become an expectation to play late into the season, into November, and hopefully get to December. I told the kids last week, Governor Mifflin's never, ever practiced, ever in December. So that's our goal. We want to get a practice in December going here and keep it on going. So the kids are fresh, they're excited, they're hungry. This is one of their, we had it printed on our shirts earlier in the year, unfinished business, and this is what it's about. We're expecting our kids to play well.
You talked about not playing, practicing in December or whatever like that, but hosting. Obviously last year we were supposed to host the District 3 title game. Unfortunately, that got put beside us. But how special is it that really the last game of two Berks League opponents are for a district champion at Governor Mifflin's field? I mean, we've been around this for a long time. I mean, how special is that?
This is going to be like the game we played Wilson here the second time of the season years ago on Friday after Thanksgiving, and this place was just packed. I mean, stands were full, the track was full, the grass was full, the hill, the concession. You just looked around, all you saw was just a wall of people everywhere, and I expect to see that same thing tomorrow.
Yeah, I expect to see that tomorrow as well. I can't personally, wait to, broadcast the game. I mean, it's a very special event. Obviously, once in a lifetime type of event. How do you keep the guys grounded for something like that?
They know they're playing a very good football team, and we have expectations to continue on and goals to meet yet that we haven't met, and our kids are focused.
Well, good. Jeff, congratulations. I really appreciate you taking some time here Thanksgiving morning. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Kids can't agree on anything, but one thing they can agree on. The right play is Empire Home Center.
We offer endless amounts of service. We'll go to great heights to help you. We're stacked with flooring with so many colors in stock.
Don't get crushed by the competition. When it comes to home remodeling, Empire has the product you need at the lowest price.
Thanks for stopping by.
Empire Home Center. We build your empire for less.
All right, happy Thanksgiving. Bruce Badgley here with Exeter Township head coach Matt Bauer. Matt, happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
I mean, nothing better. I mean, you just don't need to say anything other than football practice on Thanksgiving morning, right?
It's definitely an honor to practice on Thanksgiving, no question about it.
You guys have had a very spirited practice, so far with some run-throughs. These guys, this has been a long season. You've gone through, a tough playoff schedule, but boy, those guys look fresh out there.
They still want to play. There's no question about it. We want to keep this thing going as long as possible.
Well, this is about 1-0 every single day or every single game, 1-0. There's no surprises about what's going to happen. I mean, on Friday night with Governor Mifflin. So, how do you get the team, prepared for a game against a rival like Governor Mifflin, but B, someone that you're pretty familiar with?
Well, again, they're a special group, no question about it, but we're a special group as well. We wanted this opportunity. This was a goal of ours from the beginning. We're excited to have the challenge. Obviously, they're going to give us their best, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get our best as well.
What has it been like around the Exeter community here now that you're playing for a district title, and what's the energy been like around school?
It's been a long road for sure. We've come a long way in 13 years, but this is exciting. Hopefully it brings the community together. Hopefully it brings our school together. Hopefully it fosters a better school culture. We want to definitely be positive and take advantage of our opportunity.
Well, I'll tell you what, thank you very much for letting me, stop by practice here. And, I'll be there calling the game on Friday night. So it should be a lot of fun. Sure. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, that's going to be a great game. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you as well.
All right.
Kids can't agree on anything, But one thing they can agree on, the right play is Empire Home Center.
We offer endless amounts of service. We'll go to great heights to help you. We're stacked with flooring with so many colors in stock.
Don't get crushed by the competition. When it comes to home remodeling, Empire has the product you need at the lowest price.
Thanks for stopping by.
Empire Home Center. We build your empire for less.
We're live here from Governor Mifflin High School, broadcast on Bob Long Sports and housed on the Sports Stream Premium Network. Bob Long and Bruce Badgley. It is halftime. You see the clock here. Still about 10 minutes until we get back underway. Want to thank our sponsors. You saw our folks at Empire and their commercial. Also want to thank both the head coaches, Jeff Lang, Matt Bauer, for sitting down with Bruce Badgley on Thanksgiving, taking time away from practice and family and all that good stuff to put some great content out there. Bruce, thank you for both of those interviews. Also want to thank Win Marketing, proud sponsor of the Sports Stream Premium Network and this broadcast here tonight. An opportunity to get this broadcast far and wide to the many fans. We saw Japan, Texas, Arizona, Florida, lots of folks watching in many different places. We very much appreciate that and appreciate Win Marketing and Empire and everything that they do to support high school athletes. And that's not the end of the road, right? It's a two-way street, Bruce. And so we ask that the folks that are watching the game and enjoying this content consider engaging one of these companies and give them, certainly your patronage, because they're doing things for these high school kids and giving us the opportunity to bring the game far and wide.
Yeah, absolutely, Bob. I mean, we really appreciate their support. Just an important aspect to support, our high schools and the athletic endeavors of these kids. And it isn't so much even the athletic endeavors of the kids. There's so much community involvement in high school sports. So many parents are involved in, getting these kids out on the field. So many of these booster clubs, and to support those organizations by supporting these broadcasts, so that all of the friends and family members, whether they're, grandparents that, can't come to the game. In this particular case, a lot of people probably already had vacations planned.
Right.
Not thinking that, the team was going to be playing in a district championship game, giving them an opportunity. And also the fact that, this is on demand, that, families can then get together or friends can get together at a later time and just kind of relive this memory of this game and this time. I know that as we go along and we talk, and as I've talked to coaches and fans, we relived a lot of memories of a lot of great football games, over the years. And one of the best ways to do it is by watching it. And thanks to guys like Bob Long, who, have just done a yeoman's effort coming up and helping us with these broadcasts from Philadelphia, and my buddy Kerry and Brett Moyer. Just done a great job in supporting these broadcasts all year. And so we're coming right down to it. I mean, we've got one half of football remaining to determine a District 3 champion, and this is technically a state quarterfinal game.
That's correct. That's correct. And the semifinals are, of course, next week, and the state championships the following week in Hershey. Bruce, it's a pleasure for me to be here. Happy to come up from Philadelphia. As you know, for folks that may be watching and not quite familiar with what we do, at least for the folks here in District 3, we are a District 12 broadcast entity. We do a lot down in Philadelphia. It's where I live. Broadcast for LaSalle College High School football and some other Philadelphia Catholic League teams. And Bruce is a good friend of mine, does a great job. You and Carrie know these two teams inside and out. Just happy to be a little cog in the machine here tonight. Glad we could do this. So with 6 minutes left until halftime, we'll bid you adieu. And we'll be right back for second half action here on Bob Long Sports and the Sports Stream Premium Network.
Kids can't agree on anything, but one thing they can agree on: the right play is Empire Home Center.
We offer endless amounts of service. We'll go to great heights to help you. We're stacked with flooring with so many colors in stock.
Don't get crushed by the competition. When it comes to home remodeling, Empire has the product you need at the lowest price.
Thanks for stopping by.
Empire Home Center. We build your empire for less.
Second half action from Governor Mifflin High School about to get underway. Exeter, they just came onto the field, the Eagles from Exeter, and then Governor Mifflin now coming back out onto the field. Bob Long here, and the guy running the ship at play-by-play, Bruce Badgley. Bruce?
Wow, I tell you what, an impressive first half for Exeter. The time of possession that they had just didn't allow anything for Governor Mifflin. Also turning that fumble recovery into points. Just a huge, huge advantage for Exeter there in that first half. So Governor Mifflin, you know, faced a little adversity. They got their act together. Going down toward halftime, they almost left too much time on the clock to give Exeter an opportunity to score, but Governor Mifflin defense stood tall there toward the end of the first half, and we're at 21-14 with Governor Mifflin getting the ball to start the second half, Kerry.
Yeah, we can see if Mifflin can start to get going here a little bit, you know, on offense. Just taking a look back. You know, did you get any stats from the first half there, Bruce?
Unfortunately, we did not.
Okay, well,
our buddy Matt Knob, you know, he kind of left us here. I mean, you know, he was out on the deck with us for a couple weeks. You know, they give him a seat in the press box, and what happens?
Well, I can tell you a little bit about what's going on elsewhere. So, Lambert Strasburg and Bishop McDevitt scoreless into the third quarter.
Wow, that is a surprise.
In a 6A tilt, Garnet Valley leads Coatesville 38-13 at half.
I was talking to our friend Paul Roberts before the game, and you know, talking about the weather and stuff, and he was talking to Coach Bauer before the game, and you know, of course, you know, Paul went to Syracuse, so he asked Coach Bauer, "Do you know what this is to us?" And I said, "Spring." And he's right, "Yeah, spring day." But Paul put out some stuff.
They play inside. They play inside. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you still got to walk around on campus, Bruce.
Hey, another 6A matchup. St. Joe's Prep pulls away from Bethlehem Freedom High School. 24-14 with just over 2 minutes left in that one.
Wow.
A lot going on across the state.
Yeah, a lot closer, I think, than what people thought, you know, with St. Joe Prep and Freedom, that's for sure.
So what Paul had here, though, for the stats for first half, Exeter 240 total yards, and Mifflin had 114 total yards and just 43 rushing. So, and Payne was 8 for 13 for 106 with 3 touchdowns, of course, that interception. And Nangle has 133 yards on 20 carries, so he's definitely been the workhorse. Singleton, 7 carries for 38 yards. And Johnson with the TD pass and a TD run for Mifflin.
So, yeah, Eric Nangle, just a terrific first half. And, you know, just that whole offensive set for Exeter, really keeping the Governor Mifflin defense off balance, both throwing and running. Great design play. You know, Bob touched on the fact of, you know, getting these screen passes with the back behind the line of scrimmage, allowing those linemen free reign downfield. So here we go, the second half. Mike Moser boots it along the ground, and it's handled by Governor Mifflin. Wow.
That's a great play.
That was a great play.
First and 10. Their own.
I mean, it had to be there. It was a really good kick. Pops straight up. Gives those Exeter special teams players a lot of time to get down there and force the catch to be clean. You know what, Bruce? It was. Great play. And now Governor Mifflin gets started.
So
first and 10 from their own 40.
Trey Rock in there at fullback to start the second half. Eaton Johnson under center. Split out wide as Nick Singleton, and Rock jumped.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5 yards, still first down.
So that play looked like it was designed to try and free up the middle. Splitting Singleton out, you've got to respect him. I mean, he caught a touchdown pass in the first half. So just underway in the second half, Governor Mifflin and Exeter here in the District 3 5A title game.
Exeter in white, Governor Mifflin in the maroon.
Rock. That's 10 yards plus.
About 9. Got about 4 yards past that initial line of scrimmage. Nice downfield running by Rock, the fullback.
7 and.
So good play on first down for Governor Mifflin. So second and about 7.
See how many touches Rock gets here.
He is a big boy. I'll tell you what. Johnson. And that's Aiden Martin. Gets close to the first down. Little misdirection play with him coming off the edge up the middle.
Second and 3rd and 1.
Okay, it looks about 3rd and 1 from Governor Mifflin's own 49.
I don't know if this threw off the defense, but I liked Trey Rock kind of feigning that he was jumping up to get a high snap. And then the handoff behind to Martin. 3rd down and 1. Need right at that 50-yard line for the first.
Johnson now. Rock. And Johnson keeps it around the edge. He's got the first down and up the sideline. He goes, he fumbled the football.
Let's get another look. I think it's going to be out of bounds. So Governor Mifflin keeps the football. Exeter certainly fell on it, but I think it was certainly within the white paint on the sideline.
So up the sidelines there. And
ball's definitely out. Strauss came up with it, but he was just out of bounds.
Just out of bounds. My, oh my. Lucky break there for Governor Mifflin. So a fresh set of downs starting the second half here. 1st and 10. Ball's on the 41-yard line. Johnson, that's Gallen, and he pummels his way forward. Pretty close to a first down.
For 9.
Governor Mifflin pounding the ball up the middle.
Yeah, that's how we've seen Mifflin start games, recently, the last couple of weeks. It's been Gallen, but started out with Rock. Of course, Johnson pulled one there and went around end. And, again with Gallen, we've seen him get this 4, 5, 6 yards, but we started seeing him, the last few weeks get some of those 12, 15-yarders as well.
Singleton split out.
Johnson now, and there he goes, and a nice cutback down to about the 15-yard line.
And needed Kellen Boyer, number 7, the safety, to make a touchdown-saving tackle.
So Governor Mifflin looking sharp coming out of the locker room here in the second half.
So you got 3 guys making plays for Mifflin here with Rock, Gallen, and of course Johnson, and no Nick Singleton so far on this series, but a lot of success.
Johnson to Rock, and he's up the middle, still moving inside the 10-yard line.
8-yard line.
So good play on first down.
Second
Going to be
2.
2nd and about 2 for Mifflin.
Yeah, and this is great for your offensive linemen up front. Just let them, bang coming off the ball.
Johnson with Rock, the single setback. Johnson following Rock this time.
Johnson
stuck the ball out but came up a yard or two short. More than enough for a first down, first and goal from inside the 5. And this is back to the bread and butter for Governor Mifflin. No touches for Nick Singleton yet, but all of this in between the tackles.
So first and goal, Governor Mifflin. Impressive drive. Impressive drive. And look at the team wanting to get the crowd into it. 8:44 to go.
So Rocket fullback, Singleton behind him. I'm saying Singleton gets this one.
And he plows in for the touchdown. Nick Singleton. And it's 21-20. Exeter on top. Big opening drive there for Governor Mifflin to start the second half.
No, absolutely, Bruce. Getting the ball first, just going down and pounding it.
Jackson Schools to attempt the point after.
And now this for the tie. We talked about the issues. Everybody's made their extra points, but they haven't always looked crisp or clean. A lot of wind up there.
And that one looks good. Jackson Schools, boy, everything very, very important now. Extra points and special teams. And we're tied at 21 with 8:32 to go here in the third quarter of the District 3 5A title game. A whale of a ball game so far, Kerry.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll see what Exeter can do with their first time on offense here. But super impressed what Mifflin did, just coming out and pounding that ball down the field and getting the first points of the half.
Well, we talked about earlier in the broadcast, how is Mifflin going to, face adversity? Well, each of the last 2 possessions, touchdowns. So,
and the first tie since 7-7 in the first quarter. Both teams went down and scored on their first drive.
Yeah, no panic in Mifflin either. I mean, they just took it and just pounded it. They played, their game, pounding it inside.
And so it's a great drive. All rushes, 3 minutes and 28 seconds, a sustained drive.
Sometimes you can try and outthink yourself, and I think maybe Governor Mifflin with the offensive play calling in the first half maybe were outthinking themselves. That obviously they got back to basics, and a little fair catch. Hey, see, now that works, all right? They're starting at about the 20-yard line. It wasn't one of those little pooch things up the middle.
Well, you can ride the wind going this direction, Bruce, and that's what they elected to do there.
So this crowd getting into it now here at Governor Mifflin Stadium. We're tied at 21. So now let's see what the Governor Mifflin defense can do against this Exeter offense, who's really had their way with Governor Mifflin tonight.
And it's been that offensive line. Those 5 going across, some extra tight ends.
Nangle, and he's got some running room, but stopped.
Nangle, a yard.
I think that was Devin Johnson with the stop.
Washington.
Oh.
It's Washington. He's done some nice things coming off the edge so far tonight. Great job on contain there.
8:04 to go, ticking here in the third quarter, 21 apiece.
Yeah, that's really, Exeter's kind of won first down all night long. That's the first time they really didn't get a meaningful gain on first down, I think, all night. Deep and incomplete. He was looking deep for Schlaffer.
Third down.
That might have been Strauss actually coming across number 18. And the throw just behind him.
Yeah,
pretty good route.
Yeah, I think he was looking for Schlaffer deep, and he did check it off there to Strauss. Schlaffer, though, was quite blanketed. I think that's going to be a key to the second half, is how that Governor Mifflin defense is going to keep Joey Schlaffer.
As blanket as you can be, but he's still 6'7", Bruce. Always somebody to throw it up to.
Payne. And he throws it into the ground, incomplete. Mifflin had that screen pass sniffed out. That was successful for Exeter the entire first half. Mifflin diagnosed the play that time. and forces an Exeter punt here to start on their first possession of the second half. That didn't happen at all in the first half.
And now punting into the wind, Mike Moser. Singleton back deep to receive his heels on his own 46.
Well, he had a 2-yard punt earlier in the game from midfield. So here's where special teams are going to play a big part in this game. Moser now, rugby-style kicker. And he did. Oh, did he get it past the line of scrimmage? Barely. He almost missed that one. So first down, Governor Mifflin at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, so that's, kind of we saw that before, trying to punt that direction with the rugby-style kick. And, a lot of guys are always checking in with me, throughout the game. And, did just get a text a little bit, earlier here, momentum shift. And, it certainly looks that way so far with 7:32 left here in the third quarter.
Johnson, and he's got room to run, and he's going in for the touchdown from 28 yards. Eden Johnson and Governor Mifflin on top for the first time in the second half, 27-21. Boy, that was fast.
And an early call there as well as he sticks the hands out at 12 yards out.
So Mifflin out on top, 27-21, 7:26. And now the all-important extra point, snap down kick. And it is good, 28-21. Governor Mifflin on top of Exeter, just that fast. I mean, Governor Mifflin got, 2 touchdowns, just like that.
Well, Exeter's, definitely going to have to get their feet underneath them here and answer back and put together a drive. We've seen this before. This can get out of hand really quick with this Governor Mifflin team. And, again, coming in, they've been hanging 50 points on teams, pretty much all season long. And big drive coming up for Exeter. They're going to have to, put some things together. What you guys talked about being the key in the first half is you can't score when you don't have the ball. And Exeter did a great job of putting together those long, sustained drives.
And you guys are absolutely right. 2 quick touchdowns, momentum shift. There's no doubt about that. But if you're on that Exeter sideline, you're down 1 possession. You're about to get the football. You're midway through the third quarter. Things were looking better at the half, but you still have everything in front of you here. Eric Nagle's having an excellent football game. We got a long way to go here, guys. Excellent football game, just the way it should be in the District 3 title game.
Schools. And a funky bounce there over the initial group. And a big tackle there on special teams. Not much of a gain.
All right, so Colin Payne comes back out here, guys. And Carrie, if you're that offensive coordinator on the offensive staff for Exeter, what's your thought?
Well, really, again, it's just kind of settle in, follow the script, follow the game plan, and, let's get, some positive yards here, get some first downs. The last thing you want is another 3 and out.
So Payne, Nangle, a single setback, and he's running the ball, which has been productive, and he just is slammed. Maybe a yard. That was the thing. The first half, Nangle was making good yardage on first down. The last 2 possessions, they start out with him carrying on first down, and he got very short gains.
Second down.
So 2nd and 9.
Clock ticking at under 6 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Thanks for joining us here on Bob Long Sports Stream Premium. Payne, that's Nangle again, and he's got some room this time.
Nangle.
That's a great gain in between the tackles. Tough running by Nangle. 35. Sets up a huge third down.
So 3rd and about 1.5.
Yeah, Exeter's got to convert here. Cannot afford another 3 and out.
And we're out on the deck. And it's rocking, as you can see in your picture.
Yeah, and a flag comes out. And I'm thinking that's a delay of game potentially. We don't see the play clock.
I don't think we have a play clock here, yeah.
So it's a substitution penalty against Exeter. Makes it a completely different 3rd down, both from a play call and just a field standpoint as well. Went from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. Remember, they're traveling into the wind here in the 3rd quarter. That will switch in the 4th, but it impacts this play call.
So let's see what Exeter draws up here. And it is rocking out on the deck. You can kind of see that on your picture, a little bit fuzzy.
Unfortunately, you can, yeah.
That's okay. You know, we're al fresco, and so Payne looks at the sideline and caught for a 1st down for Schlaffer.
Excellent job to recognize exactly where that line to gain was. He caught it coming back to the line of scrimmage, Bruce, and rather than turning upfield, just fall with that 6'7" frame backwards across the 1st down marker. Excellent play by the junior tight end and the Penn State recruit.
Nice job of working the sideline as well. I think we've seen, primarily, other than the dump-off passes, that Exeter's really kind of worked the middle of the field. So nice job there with play selection.
Yeah, good point. I mean, keeping that Mifflin defense off balance. An angle, but a flag. Looks like we may have a false start. Gosh, we've seen a couple times. Kerry and I have done games with Exeter, and they kind of get penalty-itis.
That's a huge penalty.
Yeah, at this point in the season, and you're playing for the district championship game, you hate to see that.
Well, they overcame the last 5-yard procedural penalty. That was an illegal shift. Now this one, a false start, sets up 1st and 15.
Under center this time, Payne to Nangle, and he's got a little bit of room, but not much.
They go with the counter that time.
This Governor Mifflin defense is, has been aggressive all year, but I think you see them flying around a lot more. And, running lanes that were there, the opportunity to get to a 2nd level that we saw Exeter was able to capitalize on in the 1st half, just hasn't been there yet in this 3rd quarter with 4:20 left. Quarter number 3. Mustangs on top now, 28-21.
Payne looking, and he's looking for Strasser, incomplete. He was double covered, but a flag comes in. Might have a hold here, I believe.
Yeah, intended for Strauss. It's either defensive holding or defensive pass interference.
And it is holding against Governor Mifflin. I don't believe that's an automatic 1st down, though.
In high school, pass interference is not an automatic 1st down, which is a unique and I'll say very questionable rule.
Holding on the defense, 10 yards from the previous spot.
2nd and 2 for the Eagles.
Same way for defensive holding. Again, at the college level, at the pro level, automatic 1st down. At the high school level, not the case.
So 2nd and about 2 now, and a timeout by Exeter. Coach Bauer didn't like what he saw out there.
You just wonder if they may need that back at some point, but important to get this play correct. Timeout taken at 4:06 to play in the 3rd quarter. Still a 28-21 lead for Governor Mifflin. An excellent football game here in the District 3 final. Sold out crowd, Bruce and Carrie. No surprise, but an unbelievable atmosphere here in Shillington.
Yeah, absolutely. As you're seeing on your screen with the picture dancing all all about from the fans there. You know, just to reiterate our broadcast position, we're on a wood deck outside the press box connected to the bleachers. So, you know, it's, to say the least, it's stable for us to stand on.
You're talking structural integrity now. Yeah. Oh, boy, should I be worried?
I don't know. We talk about everything on these broadcasts, I can tell you that. I mean, we leave no stone unturned, that's for sure. So 2nd and 2 here. Exeter. Nangle. Short gain, but for a first down. Boy, this is just what the doctor ordered. Couple of first downs here. Take a little time on the clock. No panic in these Eagles. Hear the wind whistling across our broadcast position. Between the wind and the fans, I mean, you know, we're rocking and rolling literally out on the deck tonight. So this time we've got the eye there with Yoakum in front of Nangle. And he's got a hole. Boy, that play's worked that set has worked to perfection all night, Kerry. When they line up Yoakum in the eye to throw that block, Nangle has had success all night long running the football.
No, and that's, you know, again, they kind of stumbled a little bit coming out here in the second half, but have started to get, you know, their composure back and getting those positive yards again in the run game now with 3:09 left here in the third quarter.
So another 2nd and short. That's what I mean about winning on first down. That's what's kept Exeter, you know, in it. And Schlaffer, it's got it. Down to the 20-yard line.
That ball, that didn't start as a back shoulder throw, but it ended up a back shoulder throw.
The wind
into the wind.
The wind, a wind-aided back shoulder throw.
No, just a great job making the adjustment on that ball. Great athlete.
He's going to win that one-on-one matchup all night long. All night long.
Of course, also a standout basketball player, so he knows a lot about the body positioning. It's a great job hauling that in.
So Nangle, a single setback. They got the heavy formation. Going to the short side there. He's stacked up, but still maybe got 2. Boy, this is really turning into a chess match. And I really like the way Exeter is keeping the Governor Mifflin defense off balance.
Injury on the field.
Player down.
Yeah, it's from Governor Mifflin. Don't have a number quite yet. Injury timeout on the field with 2:05 to play in the third quarter. It's a great answer, Bruce, from Exeter. There's no doubt about it. Coming out, there was momentum shift. You guys said it, but one thing Exeter has been able to do consistently is keep the offense on the field, keep the chains moving, leverage the strength of that offensive line.
That's Eden Johnson, the player down.
That's an issue if he can't go. Starting quarterback plays both ways.
So Eden Johnson, the player down on the field for Governor Mifflin. A lot of quiet here, and boy, you can just hear the wind whistling through our broadcast position here.
They can hear it, we can feel it. Still taking a look at Johnson over there.
And he's up on his feet.
Yeah, it's good to see. Good to see.
So Eden Johnson, Mifflin fans, a collective sigh of relief.
Yep. Eden Johnson in his second year here at Governor Mifflin, previously played at West Philly Catholic.
I talked to Eden yesterday and told him, I said I told him he was the Governor Mifflin equivalent of Jack Tatum. He didn't even know who Jack Tatum was.
You're old, Bruce. You're old.
All right. Second down and about 8. Nangle looking for running room and nothing doing. Governor Mifflin there to stop him for no gain.
Remember, this is dead into the wind. Mike Moser's only kicked 1 field goal on the year. This is no doubt 4-down territory as we come down to the final minute 35 in the third quarter. Throwing into the wind has been extremely difficult. You get the sense that this down and potentially 4th down, if they don't convert here, to very impactful plays as we head down the stretch here in the latter stages of the third.
Down to 1:15 on the clock. 3rd and 8.
Payne now under center. And he is under pressure, but wide open. That's Strauss. And a first down
7-yard line.
Inside the 10-yard line. Great job there by Payne under heavy pressure, unloading it to Strauss, who was open and got the first down.
No, it was a nice job, getting that out. Great job by Strauss, making a big-time play there. Gained the first down, setting up a 1st and goal. Clock under a minute, running.
Colin Payne hangs in there and takes a shot on that one. A bootleg, and he barely had time to set his feet to get rid of that football. Throws a dime into the wind. Not a long throw down the field, but it was a wide throw. Had to be good.
Nangle, he's got a hole down inside the 5.
Nangle to the 3, Johnson with a tackle.
I mean, right, Bruce? Those throws across the field, it didn't get far past the line of scrimmage, but that's a good 15, 20-yard throw dead into the wind off your back heel with a defensive lineman bearing down in your face.
Yeah, absolutely, and Strauss was wide open. And that's going to do it for quarter number 3 here, with Governor Mifflin on top, 28-21, but Exeter on the doorstep. The District 3 5A title game. You couldn't ask for anything better, Bob.
An excellent football game. 2 really good teams. Only one is going to move on here tonight. And, of course, we're not looking ahead, but the winner of this one is going to have a great shot in the semifinal next week, regardless of who they play. This is high-level 5A football here in the PIAA.
Absolutely right.
So a long walk down the field here, guys.
So 2nd down and goal from the 3 for Exeter as we start quarter number 4.
And they're downwind now for this 4th quarter. Doesn't matter, at least for the normal string of play calls for Governor Mifflin. They didn't put the ball in the air but a few times in the first half and haven't put the ball in the air even when they were downwind in the 3rd quarter. But Exeter a little more comfortable throwing the football. And now they will be downwind for the next 12 minutes of regulation.
Yeah, regulation. I mean, you're the first one to bring that up, so.
Well, here's what I'll bring up. As I look down to Governor Mifflin's sideline, Delson McNeil, number 8, the backup quarterback, is soft tossing with one of his teammates.
Yoakum up and over, but just short.
So, first and foremost is this goal line sequence, but the next question will be who's going to come out to play quarterback for Governor Mifflin. Remember, Eden Johnson was down injured, got up on his own power, but uncertain as to whether he's heading back out there.
3rd and goal for the Eagles. Mustang 1-yard line.
So 3rd and goal now. Payne. And a flag. Oh, no.
Dead ball, false start.
Oh my, a false start on Exeter. It's gonna back them up.
In spite of themselves, they've gotten this ball down to the goal line. Several procedural penalties leading up to this point. And here they are, another one. 3rd down and goal, back them up outside the 5 to the 6. 4-down territory, Bruce, if it gets there?
I have to believe so. So, I mean, are we talking, back corner of the end zone with Schlaffer here? I got to believe so. And it's the Schlaffer, and he drops it. He had it in his hand. And incomplete. So 4th down and goal. Ball's on the 6-yard line. Okay, Matt Bauer, what are you going to do?
That's a fastball there. Catchable ball. But a 4-seam fastball in a 25-mile-an-hour wind on a 30-degree night. Difficult catch.
So it looks like they're going for it. Payne's still in there. Nope. Are they kicking a field goal? Yes, they're going for the points.
Wow, 1 field goal all year. And I would hazard a guess it wasn't in a 25-mile-an-hour wind. This is downwind and off from his right shoulder.
Looks like it's going to be a 22-yarder. And he got it. So a 22-yard field goal there. Boy, clutch by Mike Moser. Governor Mifflin still up 28-24. But wow, I mean, how critical was that procedure penalty to back him up and really change the whole complexion of that 3rd down play call?
I still see a lot of positives there, Bruce. They got points on the board, got the field goal, which, they need to get points on the board. But just that drive in general, I think, was super important because the way we saw the second half start, and it looked like a huge momentum shift, for Mifflin to be able to settle in, get the ball down the field, get some points on the board. I think that's a positive, and just kind of like settled everything back in again.
No, I totally agree with you, Kerry. Totally agree.
But I think that procedural penalty, the false start, was the difference between, a play call on 3rd down, and even if you got to 4th down and goal from the 1, likely the difference between going for it and sending out Mike Moser.
Yeah, I totally agree. Oh, and the ball seemed to move just as, looks like Exeter's got it! Exeter's got the ball!
We talked about turnovers, we talked about special teams, and there you have both in one play.
Exeter with a huge play on the kick. It hit the Governor Mifflin player, bounced forward. And Exeter hustling down, got the ball, so they've got the ball 1st and 10, ball's on the 40-yard line. 10:49 remaining.
A game of momentum swings here, guys. All of a sudden, it was 28-21. Mifflin had scored on their last 2 offensive plays. And Exeter was going into the wind halfway through the 3rd quarter. Long sustained drive, got the points, and now a turnover from Mifflin.
Nangle outside, he's got running room. Got about 3 on 1st down.
10:44 left in the 4th and final quarter of regulation.
Picks up 3.
So 2nd down and 7. Oh boy, doesn't get much more exciting than this.
Still a clear night, still cold, and the wind is still staying consistent.
And now for the weather, it's Carrie Moyer. Carrie.
Yeah, I had to try and get my knees to work again at half.
Nangle, he's got room.
Nangle.
That's just a good solid run, 4 or 5 yards up the middle, showing Governor Mifflin that yes, our offensive line can still move the line of scrimmage downfield, and the playbook is wide open here, Bruce. 3rd down and short, wind at their backs, so they're able to throw it down the field if they'd like. Playbook wide open.
Yeah, the offensive play calling for Exeter has kept Governor Mifflin off balance all night long. Let's see what they do here.
It's just
and a dive play, Yoakum. And, he's just trying to bull his way forward. I don't think he got it.
He was the only guy in the backfield. No deep back.
Half a yard.
You can get that running back in there to push. If you have a deep back, that is allowed now. Didn't used to.
Yeah.
Think the Reggie Bush push rule. And with that deep back not there, Yoakum gets stopped, doesn't have that second effort. 4th down and 1.
Well, huge play here.
4th and 1 from the 31.
Down to 9:30 remaining in this one. And a timeout. Looked like it was Governor Mifflin that called time. Yes, it was. Timeout, Governor Mifflin.
9:24 left on the clock. 28-24. Governor Mifflin, District 3, 5A title game in a PIAA state quarterfinal.
Wow, incredible. Just what you talked about, the ebbs and flows of this game have been so dramatic. And quite honestly, Exeter, I mean, time of possession-wise, they've had the ball practically the entire game. Governor Mifflin, when they've had the ball, they've scored so quickly. But Exeter doing what they needed to do to really stay in this game and that be in a game of keep away.
Yep. And a turnover count, Bruce. It'll tell you 2-2. But the second turnover for Exeter was on the last second heave at the end of the first half. It's, truly the 2 turnovers for Governor Mifflin, the 1 for Exeter, and now a 4th down and 1.
And the right move here, I think, with Yoakum in front of Nangle. And he's got the first down. And he's still on his feet, he breaks through! Eric Nangle somehow breaks through and in 31 yards. I don't know, he appeared out of nowhere for the touchdown, Eric Nangle.
It's the opposite, huh? Now you see me, now we don't. No, now you don't see me, and now you do. Eric Nangle.
Incredible. Incredible. I mean, you lose sight of him. I mean, if that instant replay, I mean, it's going to go down in the books, I can tell you that. What a great run by Eric Nangle.
What a great job by Exeter again. Talked about it earlier, but both teams have faced adversity, and for them to come back the way they have after the way his half starts, been great.
And it's good. Exeter 31, Governor Mifflin 28. We still have 9:15 remaining in this one.
Tell your friends and tell your neighbors. Make your way over to our broadcast here, Sports Stream Premium Network and Bob Long Sports. Bruce Badgley, Carrie Moyer, Brett Moyer, and Bob Long here excited for this one. This has been an excellent football game and fit for a championship bout.
Well, that is for sure. I mean, the ebbs and flows of this one have been so dramatic.
And we had a successful field goal, and all the point-after attempts have been successful tonight.
That touchdown score with 9:15 to go. Long way to go here in the 4th quarter. They'll be kicking downwind. Governor Mifflin has to go into the wind here. They don't throw it particularly often. But if they get behind the sticks or start needing to go deep, could be an issue. No problem that time, covering it up.
Yeah, no problem there. Adrian McNeil covers that one for Governor Mifflin. They've got field position at about their own 34-yard line, 9:14 to go. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but, I mean, Governor Mifflin is in scoring position really anywhere on the field with Nick Singleton in that backfield. So let's see what Mifflin does. They've got Singleton split out to the right side. Oh, and just crushed.
McNeil loses 2.
So McNeil in at quarterback now.
Beautiful play there by Anthony Cachese.
We've seen McNeil, various times throughout the season.
So 2nd and 11 now, Governor Mifflin.
Clock ticking, 8 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the ball game.
McNeil, he's back to pass, and is that caught? Incomplete. They were trying to get it to Aiden Martin across the middle. Incomplete, so now 3rd and 11 for Governor Mifflin.
Nearly intercepted there.
Yeah.
That ball actually was in the air as it popped up and off the knee of one of the linebackers for Exeter. Now decision time here. What's the play call? Is it 4-down territory? Would you try punting this into the wind? It's a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
And still no Nick Singleton in the backfield. So they're on the sweep, and a flag comes flying in.
That was quick. I don't know if it could be a hold, but more like in the illegal shift, something procedurally with how quickly that flag came out. Let's see. Yeah, okay, they do call the hold. It just came almost immediately after the snap.
So holding, I mean, yeah, I
well,
got.
What do you do? I mean, it would.
I gotta believe you back him up. I gotta believe you back him up.
All right, it would have been 4th and 5.
Yeah, I gotta believe you back him up.
Now it's 3rd and 21.
Push in the back on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still 3rd down.
So 3rd down and a whole lot here, gang, for Governor Mifflin.
So again, passing into this wind, you know, could present some challenges. The ball's on the right hash. Do you have Singleton over on the right and kind of do that motion again and run the jet sweep back this way to the wide side of the field?
Well, they've got Singleton in the backfield this time. To the left of McNeil. Throwing the ball, and McNeil takes off. They keep him collared. 4th down for Governor Mifflin now.
8 minutes, going to tick under 8 minutes here, and it is decision time. What do you do? How confident are you in your punter? They had only kicked it away, punted it away 3 times heading into last week's football game. It's into a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
And they are going to kick it.
Exeter has had success holding the football. So this is going to be their 5th punt of the season. It was 3 coming into last week, punted once.
So Trey Rock deep to punt for Governor Mifflin. To say this is a huge special teams play is a total understatement.
Booted.
And a nice roll.
Absolutely a perfect punt.
Clutch there.
Kept it low, a little draw. Bruce, you're a golfer. We saw Moser hit 2 slices into the wind. They're not going to go anywhere. He hit a hooking low draw, and that's as good as you could ask for there. 7:35 to go.
Well, now Exeter trying to keep that Governor Mifflin defense on its heels. Boy, very important drive here right now. The Eagles leading 31-28. 7:35 remaining.
1st and 10, starting out on their own 33.
So Payne throwing on 1st down. Oh, and he eludes the rush. Colin Payne.
He took a huge hit at the end of that play.
And but a 1st down, big play. Payne with some improvisation there, gets the 1st down.
We saw Payne do some nice things with, you know, kind of hanging in there, making some good throws earlier there, tucking and running, picking up the 1st down.
And tick, tick, tick. 7:12 and ticking here in the 4th quarter. Every time they have a play down in bounds, you best bet they are going to take the better part of that 40-second play clock.
Payne now. Nagel right up the middle. Haven't been able to stop him all night on 1st down. And a big play for about 6 yards.
6:50 and ticking.
That one right in front of us here, you could see how he just kept his legs going. Obviously, you know, earlier with the you know, kind of the dog pile there where he emerged and got the touchdown. But just good hard running all night by Nangle, keeping his legs going, picking up a great chunk of real estate there on that last run. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 from the Governor Mifflin 49. We've crossed the 50 now. 6:17 left.
Premature comment, guys, but 2 timeouts. Just 2 timeouts remain for both teams.
Nagel very close to the 1st down, just short.
Clock continues to run. He was taken out inbound. 6:03 and ticking.
About a yard.
So every 3rd down just enormously magnified right now.
5:51 left on the clock. 3rd and 1, ball on the Mifflin 47.
So I gotta believe, this has got Yoakum's name written all over it, and I gotta believe Governor Mifflin's thinking the same thing.
Or Eric Nangle. I mean, he's been excellent in short yard situations as well. It's more of a pistol look here.
Yeah.
Payne, Nangle, he's got the first down. Didn't get much more, but that's all they needed.
Nangle, first down.
Clock stops momentarily at 5:16 as they reset the chains.
So 1st and 10 Exeter.
Down to just about 5 minutes now.
Nick
Exeter
Singleton coming back in the game.
Exeter wants to hang on to this ball and chew up the clock. Mifflin needs to find a way to get the ball back.
Down to 4:50 left in the 4th quarter.
Payne. There's Nangle, and he's a good gain on first down.
Gains 3. Johnson on the tackle.
They're just playing keep away now, Kerry.
Yeah, again on the Mifflin side of the field.
Mifflin's getting penetration. They're just not following the ball.
Well, and that was Kachazy vacating his spot at right guard, and again, running that same power look. It hasn't been anything particularly complex, but a lot of the same thing and just executing it really well. So, yeah, it looks like pressure, but on a little counter there, as long as you can get the ball off and he can follow Kachazy, he's heading to a spot of the field where Mifflin is not.
So the power look.
4 minutes left.
And a big defensive play, but I tell you, Nangle just won't go down. I mean, he proved that on that last touchdown run. You got to wrap that guy up. So 3rd down now and a timeout.
3:45 left in this one.
Wow.
Boy, talk about a big 3rd down play.
Now, I don't know that there was a timeout called there.
Well, there was for an equipment issue.
Yep. So a momentary stoppage, and now the clock starts again. 3:38 and ticking, a fresh play clock as Colin Payne comes back into the huddle with the call. 3rd and 5. Carry it. This is such a behavioral experiment here. What type of call do you make? Do you go conservative, or do you throw the football here?
I think you go the Yoakum lead with Nangle.
Well, considering those guys are in the backfield, that's probably.
And it's Nangle in the
look at
Wildcat.
that Wildcat.
And they stop him short.
Get him a yard, 4th down.
And now they call the timeout. Governor Mifflin burns its 2nd of 3 second-half timeouts with 3:09 to go. Ball is at the 39-yard line, 5 yards to go on what will be 4th down. Now this is decision time. Do you try to pin Governor Mifflin back and play defense, or do you try to win the game outright here with a 1st down conversion? 1 first down wouldn't necessarily do it, but boy, would it make it difficult with Mifflin's just 1 timeout remaining. This, for all intents and purposes, is the ball game.
Well, Mike Moser, the punter, is out on the field. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, he is punting the different direction this time. So
he's punting in a different direction, and remember, he's one of those rugby-style guys, so if given a lane, he might take it.
Excellent point, Bruce. But he's coming off the field. Moser and that special teams unit retreat to the sideline. I see Yoakum out there.
Yep.
Here comes what looks like the offense. I see Schlaffer out there. He stands out at 6'7".
Mifflin's going to have to call another timeout. They don't have the right personnel out on the field.
I don't know. Is that true? They look okay to me.
So 4th down and 5.
Just don't jump here.
And they're throwing the football, or trying to throw the football, and it is complete. Beautiful play. Payne. And
it's to Schlaffer. You go to your bell cow in the throwing game. That's Joey Schlaffer, headed to Penn State next year, a 6'7" safety blanket along the sideline.
So first down for Exeter. Down to 3 minutes to go in this one.
Well, and again, they really worked the middle of the field earlier, and it's 2 times now. They've got Schlaffer out on the sideline there.
Important call made real quick, guys. That was called out of bounds. I know he ended up out of bounds, but his forward progress, you could argue, was stopped in bounds.
Nangle hammered early. Just an important possession for this Mifflin defense if they expect to have any hope.
Now again, Exeter definitely wants to put more points on the board here, but with every snap, more and more time just is ticking off the clock. Down to 2:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Exeter Township up 31-28 over Governor Mifflin.
Clearly a first down. Salts this one away for Exeter. So the pressure on the Governor Mifflin defense now.
9 guys on the offensive line.
Payne to Nangle. Nangle is stopped. He's tripped up.
Yeah.
And a timeout.
Have to call it there. Force Exeter to make the decision to run the football on the next play. It stopped with 2:05, and they may end up putting a couple more seconds on there. I had it somewhere around 2:09 when it was signaled for.
Can you reset the clock to 2:09?
Boy, you had that right, right on there, Bob. 2:09 on the clock. Exeter, Governor Mifflin coming right down to the wire. Holy cow.
Well, again, it's the 5A District 3 championship game. Couldn't have asked for a better one.
Oh, that is for sure. That is for sure.
Now, I know I mentioned it in passing or quickly, but when Schlaffer caught that ball, he was absolutely inbounds and then pushed backwards to the sideline. That was granted out of bounds. That's the reason it's still a ball game here, and Mifflin can get the ball back with a stop.
So, third down, 8. Payne now. Oh, and Mifflin jumps. It's not going to give him a first down, but it's sure going to change the play call.
Well, maybe not the play call necessarily, but the likelihood of a first down on what will almost certainly be a rushing play. 3rd down and 3 coming up.
2:09 left on the clock, fourth quarter.
So coming right down to it here, gang. 2:09 left. Payne now. And they're throwing the football wide open, and it's a first down. First down reception to J.R. Strauss, and that is just going to put, I think, just a big nail, another nail in this coffin. Exeter, a first down with 2:02 remaining. Clock running.
And that's it, guys. Couple of knees. Governor Mifflin can't stop the clock. 1:50 and ticking.
Well, one of the biggest upsets in District 3 championship history in the championship game. They talked about the fact of maybe Mifflin defeating Harrisburg in a semifinal was one of the biggest upsets in District 3 tournament history, but in a championship game, this has to rank way up there with one of the big upsets ever in District 3 championship history. Exeter, clock winding down here.
Bruce, just think about what happened in the regular season. It was 30-0 at the end of the first half. Governor Mifflin had the lead. And in today's game, it was Exeter dominating the line of scrimmage, and an extremely well-played game on both sides that, as I don't know if many people were saying this, but as it turned out, the team that had the ball last was going to win the football game. And that's what happened here.
And you're exactly right. Exeter basically got the ball back and just salted it away. And you have to give him an enormous amount of credit. Coach Matt Bauer and that Exeter sideline just going bonkers right now.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense.
This is going to be their first District 3 championship in school history. First time in the PIAA tournament for Exeter.
.42 seconds left.
Victory formation for Exeter. I think they'll have to snap it one more time, or maybe not. That's going to do it. Exeter, with one of the biggest upsets in District 3 football history, comes into Governor Mifflin Stadium, and they are going to win the District 3 5A championship 31-28, and there's the final snap. Exeter has done it. Exeter Eagles.
Exeter Eagles and the Governor Mifflin Mustangs.
Incredible. What disappointment there on the Mifflin sideline and on that field for those players. Number one in the state for most of the season. But Exeter coming in as the number 7 seed, playing their best football of the season, and they come away with the championship.
Tip of the cap to Exeter. All they've done, this whole playoff run is just, keep getting the W's, and they did again tonight. And just an incredible job by Exeter Township. Great job.
From Dominic Delgado.
Great job, with the ball control. Great job with the running game. Great job with the bounce with the offense. And both teams dealt with adversity at some point. But for Exeter to come back here in the second half with the way it started, and to get the points and get the W, just a great job by Exeter Township.
Absolutely, just a great job by Exeter. The emotional distress, you can just see it on the faces and see it in the mannerisms of all the Governor Mifflin players.
But we've talked a lot about Exeter offensively, 31-28. Nick Singleton's impact on this game was muted, and it was because of Exeter and their team tackling. Quite frankly, he didn't get the ball a ton. He didn't have the ball much because Governor Mifflin didn't have a ton of time of possession. But at the end of the day, when Nick Singleton got the football, it was Exeter running to the football, sealing off the edge, and coercing him back to the middle where there were more defensive help. And guys, you tell me, but this feels like as good a job as anybody has done on Nick Singleton all year and in a very long time.
Well, I think it was a combination of things. First off, let's give credit where credit is due. That Exeter offense was the one that really, and that Exeter offensive line was what, ruled this game. And their ability to win on first down, giving them really carte blanche on play calling, all night long. The play calling was kept Governor Mifflin off balance all night long. Joey Schlaffer, was just incredible tonight. Exeter, they had to play their best game of the year. Exeter had to, they obviously implemented their game plan and played that game plan to perfection.
Well, you're talking about a lot, Bruce, where it's hard to beat a team twice in a season, and that game, rang true tonight. Again, and Exeter just did a great job of, having a really balanced attack. Did a great job of ball control and, total yards, and, just a great, effort all the way around. Again, getting Schlaffer involved in the passing game early in the middle in the first half. Getting him on the sideline for some very key catches in the second half. Again, I think the biggest thing to me about this was coming out in the second half, Governor Mifflin seemed to just change the tide, had the momentum, and for Exeter just to settle in and just stay the course and finish out the game strong, get the points they needed. They got the field goal, they got the final touchdown there. I think they just showed that they can handle adversity. And if you're going to make a deep run in the playoffs, not everything's going to go your way. You're going to have some of those momentum swings, and it's how do you answer back? And I think we saw tonight, Exeter Township did that. So, again, all they've done week after week in the playoffs, like you said, from the 7th seed, is they just keep winning.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, just an incredible job of game planning and execution tonight, by Exeter.
Exeter will take on the winner of Moon and Penn Trafford. That game's being played tomorrow, and that will be at a site and date to be determined. But the Exeter Eagles victorious here today, 31-28 over Governor Mifflin in the District 3 5A title bout.
Boy, I tell you what, those are some some statements and some words that that there weren't a lot of people around the district that were being spoken. Governor Mifflin kind of had their way with just about everybody this season, and it is just celebration time for Exeter Township. Incredible job.
No, and again, can't take it away from Governor Mifflin. They had a great run. They had a great season. They had a couple, stumbles here and there, different points in different games. But again, coming in and looking on paper, like you said, they were the #1 ranked team in all of 5A in Pennsylvania for the longest time. And, talked about every week. I mean, they were hanging 50 points on everybody. And, Exeter just had the perfect formula for success to keep the points down by hanging on to the ball. And at the end of the day, it's pretty simple. Who has more points on the scoreboard? And, Exeter was able to accomplish that by really controlling this game and controlling the time of possession.
And you're exactly right. I mean, it was kind of the same scenario that, a few years ago, the same recipe that, Governor Mifflin utilized to beat Harrisburg in an enormous upset, which was just stay the course, ball control, and control the line of scrimmage, and voila. Just old-fashioned football. But, they threw the ball very effectively. It wasn't just ground and pound. I mean, they threw the ball effectively. They had good play calling to keep the Governor Mifflin defense off balance all night long. And like I said, they won first down just about every possession, setting himself up for those different play calls that they could come up with. So
great job by Payne at quarterback tonight. Great job. Yoakum, a lot of great lead blocks, and Nangle, of course, just seems to be getting better and better and stronger every week. Did a great job. Running back, Schlaffer, Strauss making big plays in the passing game as well. So really, it's just a whole lot of weapons there for this Exeter Eagles offense. And, again, all they've done is win week after week. So you gotta like their chances moving forward.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, they've got the formula. When you talk about a really solid running game coupled with a really potent passing game, you've got a lot of things that you got to defend. You have, the one thing about Exeter Township, you got to defend the whole field, and that I think is a key in high school football, is making your opponent defend the whole field, and that's what Exeter made Governor Mifflin do tonight, is having to defend the whole field. And so Exeter comes out on top. Obviously, it is a big celebration time down there, but wow. What more can you say other than, and a lot of people will talk about the fact of, this may or may not be the biggest upset in, District 3 football history. But if it isn't, I don't know, what is. Bob, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you touched on what the other one might be. And you watch this game, right? I think everything coming into this game, sure, huge upset. And the score at halftime of the first game would make you think huge upset. And it was. But there was no fluke out there today. Make no mistake. Exeter dominated the offensive line. Exeter had an unbelievable running back. And Colin Payne, he did a great job. Into the wind at his back, didn't seem to matter. Schlaffer was unbelievable. But J.R. Strauss was an unheralded key to this game. How many key third down completions was he on the receiving end of, falling across the line to gain or catching it 1 yard past the line to gain? They did it in all facets, and like I said, defensively, sure, they gave up 28 points. That's as good as anybody's done against Governor Mifflin this year. So it was won on both sides of the football, even in spite of special teams at times. Exeter, they struggled on special teams, but they got the biggest special teams play of the game, as it turned out, on that squibbed kickoff where they recovered it, went down, and ended up taking the lead.
Well,
That kickoff and fumble recovery was after the Mike Moser field goal to make it 28-24. They got the ball back, scored the touchdown, and that was the last score of the game.
14 points off turnovers tonight for Exeter. Okay, that's the story of the game as well. I mean, they won the, like you said, Bob, in numbers, it doesn't look like they had an overwhelming advantage in the turnover battle, but in 14 points off turnovers,
yep,
huge. In time of possession, huge. And ultimately, that's what got the W for the Exeter Eagles.
Well, Bruce, you do an excellent job. I'm just happy to come up, add a little bit of production, and talk a little bit. But you and Carrie and Brett have a great thing going up here in District 3, provide excellent coverage and commentary. Thanks for letting me be a fourth wheel here today.
No, it's been our pleasure. And it was a lot of fun last week, a lot of fun this week, and
who knows about next week? I mean, we might be following these Exeter Eagles out west. Who knows?
Well, and of course, with your your Penn State stuff that you got going on, getting to see some Penn State commits here the last 2 weeks has been awesome as well.
It's been a treat. Really been a treat. Thanks for all you guys do, and thanks again for letting me be a part of it.
And thanks for all these fans who watch this game. We really appreciate your support. We appreciate the support of our sponsors, Empire Home Center, Win Marketing. You guys have been fantastic. We really appreciate your support, and look forward to working with you guys, in the future. With other endeavors and possibly basketball. So anybody who really wants to support these broadcasts, you know how to get a hold of us. We really appreciate the support because it really helps in making sure that every fan has an opportunity to watch every game, and that's really what we're striving to do. So anyway, for my buddy Bob Long, for my man Kerry Moyer, for Brett Moyer, we're going to say so long from Governor Mifflin, where the Exeter Eagles, in one of the biggest upsets in District 3 football history, have come out on top as District 3 5A champions. So until next year, so long, everybody.